Welcome to Hong Kong Stadium for Bledisloe for the DHL Cup on the line today. Of course, the Bledisloe Cup has already been retained by the mighty All Blacks, and for only the 4th time in history, as Mark Ella munches on a snack there, getting ready for the game. And of course, Ella, he was the Prince of Sevens for so long in this city in Asia. And Rocky Elsom leads his team out. Only the 4th time these two great rugby nations have battled on foreign territory. They were here 2 years ago. New Zealand won that one. Last year, of course, New Zealand won in Tokyo, and you go right the way back to 1991 in Dublin when Australia beat the All Blacks in that World Cup semi-final.
Well, of course, the Wallaby forwards have matched it up front. Well, they've bettered the Springboks this year, and in Sydney 7 weeks ago, we saw them better the All Blacks as well. Well, they've improved even further with the inclusion of Ben Alexander at tight head prop. Mark Chisholm and Nathan Sharp showing, well, especially Chisholm showing a renewed enthusiasm and consistency at this level. And McCallum, Pocock and Elsom so strong out the back. But it's in the backs. That's where we're scoring our points for the Wallabies. Will Genia and Quade Cooper, such a good combination now. And out wide, all 5 of those players, magnificent combination. It's the defence where we're going to win this tonight. If the Wallabies want to perform, they know they can score points. They've got to keep them out. These young guys are very good.
And Phil Kearns, 4 changes to the team that beat Australia in Sydney last month.
Yeah, there are, and they're good changes for the All Blacks, Clarkie. Woodcock, Mialamu and Franks in that front row, very strong, very solid. Mialamu got injured early on in that game in Sydney, but he's back in the side and he adds plenty. Now, Brad Thorne, 30, how old is he? 50, 60, 70 years of age. He is just a phenomenon and just playing great rugby, and he's forming a good combination with Tom Donnelly. So the old man and the young bloke in there, the back row, well, anything with Richie McCaw, and it's got to be good. Kano added starch in Sydney, and Kieran Reid's developing into one of the best number 8s in the world. You look at that back line, well, Carter says it all. He's back in the side. Jimmy Cowan back into the side. They've got a good partnership. And you look at the 2 centres, Ma'a Nonu, nice and strong out there in the centres. Good combination with Conrad Smith. Funny that Sonny Bill's not on the side. Plenty of speed on the wings. Roko Thoko, Jane and Muliaina. Unbelievable pace.
Bledisloe 4 in Hong Kong about to get underway. The All Blacks have the silverware. Australia need to break the drought. The All Blacks want to keep their foot on the Wallabies' throats, not only today, but also through next year's Tri-Nations and then the World Cup in New Zealand. We're underway, and Giddo kicks to the right, knocked back, and it's a good win by the Wallabies early on, so that's a promising start. They're on the 10-metre mark. Here's Cooper playing against Carter for the first time. Ben Alexander back in the 3-jumper. He's missed 9 test matches because of injury. Genia giving it now to Chisholm. Genia. Now it's Robinson over the advantage line. He goes. Penalty. It goes against the All Blacks. 10-metre mark, and they're 15 metres in. I think they might take a shot. Let's go sideline now to Rod Kafer.
The All Blacks obviously looking to Richie McCaw to get some dominance. Alan Roland early on, as you often see, finding a penalty. Curtly Beale now walking up to have a shot at goal. We saw Matt Giddo do a lot of the kicking in the warm-up. Didn't hit the ball that well. We'll see here now. Richie McCaw coming in. Does he go through the gate? Probably does. It's a ruck there. As soon as Curtly Beale makes contact, that's 2 players over the ball, bound. It's a ruck. The referee said you've got to release. Richie McCaw didn't release. Wallabies with the first opportunity. And Curtly Beale, the man who kicked such a wonderful goal from 47 odd metres against the Springboks in Bloemfontein. Chance to add the first points in this match.
Cape, I'll do something strange. I'll defend Richie McCaw there. I think it was Jerome Kano earned the ire of the referee for relying all over it after he made the tackle.
Yeah, I think, and Brad Thorne did it on the tackle before as well, so making their intentions known to slow down that Wallaby ball.
Beale. That's the angle, that's the distance. Nice strike, it's high. And it's away to the left, so missed opportunity there. He was banging them over from around the halfway mark at the training session yesterday, so it's still 0-0. And Dan Carter back in black. First start after that ankle operation. 19th test match against Australia. He's won 15 from the previous 18. And he goes high with the restart. And Drew Mitchell takes it on halfway. He's claimed immediately by Corey Jane and also Brad Thorne going into lender hand. So Genia to Cooper. Wide ball. Moore offloads, get quick hands. Adam Ashley Cooper, 10-metre mark. All Blacks didn't panic, they just drifted across, and they're contesting at the breakdown, the All Blacks, and it's a penalty again against New Zealand.
There's one against Ma Nonu for coming around the side. He didn't work his way through the middle of that ruck after the tackle was made. There's Ma, got a bit excited because of the scent of a turnover, Cairnsey.
Yeah, it was. I thought it was a bit strange from the Wallabies. I was looking for a quick pass. I'm not sure who was there at that break. There was Gideon there.
After Drew Mitchell, straight away after that tackle. Yeah, he was there, I think. Have a look at it here. So here's the tackle being made. Adam Ashley Cooper, they used the full width of the field after Mitchell took the restart. Ma Nonu had never gotten onto the right side. Genny was the one on the ball there right now. So there weren't too many forwards involved. It was mainly back scratching away.
Yeah, no problems with the distance the last time round. He can take it back to 55, Cave.
Oh, he started it way out on the right.
And he's underneath it, so not a confident start in the goal-kicking department for Kurtley Beale.
Gee, they're two blowing early chances inside the first 5.
And so Carter looking to settle things down again, and the All Blacks just haven't been able to get their hands on the pill.
And the kick receptions from the Wallabies, which were poor earlier in the year, looking pretty good so far.
Has been knocked back, and so finally the All Blacks get some possession, and it's Carter, and he's got Nonu, and he leaves it behind, and it's been picked up by Giteau, who passes it on to Moore, and now O'Connor. So good skills there.
Super backhanded pass by Stephen Moore.
Giteau, and now Robinson in midfield.
Hands out, Black, hands out!
Thorne hangs on. Quick hands they go. For Alexander to Sharp. Giteau at first receiver. Now Robinson. Straight into the traffic goes the front rower. Genia, good recycling. Giteau probing back on the inside. Adam Ashley Cooper almost drifted forward that pass. Genia, now Alexander. He'll be loving being back in the test match atmosphere.
Losing ground, Wallabies.
Yeah, not able to go forward on that occasion. But it's there again. And Genia now gets it out to Cooper. And he's going to kick, looking for open spaces, and the bounce is good. Into touch inside the New Zealand 22.
Yeah, they worked it hard for 4 or 5 phases then, Cape. They look like they're liking the short side on the right-hand side towards Rokethoko.
Oh, it looks to me like their plan is to take the ball into the midfield, get a big forward runner, and then try to quickly go to the blind side with Will Genny. A couple of opportunities. There's a little sniff on the left-hand side, and Kurtley Beale was lurking there, but they went the other way. Interesting start to the game. Matt Giteau getting in at first receiver. Kurtley a little bit wider out. Don't mind the look of that.
Won by the Wallabies. And David Pocock straightens. Got past a couple. Best opportunity now as far as field position goes. And now Cooper. Quade Cooper. Cooper inside ball. Lost forward though. Lost forward. The referee was right on the spot, and he says it was a mistake by the Wallabies.
Well, it was an audacious after he did split them, but he was going to get pulled down through the backhander. Ben Alexander was there, but his first instinct was throw the hand down and went straight into the ground and forward.
Come on, please. There's your mark.
David Pocock did so well here. After first up, you had the challenge, the Wallabies winning it, and then Pocock. Well, this was Cooper. Have a look at this out the backhand. I think he was looking for Giteau and found Alexander.
Scrum half for New Zealand coming in, and there's a free kick against New Zealand. So they just look to be a little bit rattled, the men in black, and they can't get out of their own territory. So an opportunity again for the Wallabies. Genia turns it back on the inside, and they've lost it again, but they were playing advantage. They were playing advantage, so an opportunity maybe for Giteau to try and get some points on the board, try and earn some valuable points.
They need a reward for this first 7.5 minutes of dominance, the Wallabies. Early days, you don't want to write the All Blacks off yet. They're going to take the tap.
Well, they're here to play, and now it's Chisholm.
Hands out, Black. Push. 2. Back.
Twice they've looked for the inside ball, and twice they've coughed it up.
They're setting it up to go to the right-hand side.
Push.
Just need to be patient. Here's Nathan Sharp, the 32-year-old, 89th Test match today. Genia, Pocock. Now, quick hands! Chance here! Chance!
courage of not taking the easy 3 points from 10 metres out. They had a run, they probed, they went again. They looked like they were setting them up. Well, certainly Cooper and Beale had gone to the right-hand side. They were looking for the forwards to absorb some defenders. The forwards then sucked them in on the left-hand side. Have a look at the shallow line. They went to the second line of runners where Cooper was. Dummied and kept going and kept going. You thought maybe he was gone, but slams it down for 5.
Bringing it round. Will it hold? No, the wind got hold of it. So that's 3 missed kicks by Australia. Will it come back to haunt them? But it's 5-0. Keith, they deserve that.
They really did, and it's a coaching masterstroke. That's analysis. The Wallabies knew that the All Blacks tend to bunch in when their forwards get close. So they've used the decoy. They've punched up a couple of times either side. Robbie Deans would have done his homework. Punch up, and then they shifted the ball, which we haven't seen them do all year. Great piece of coaching work there from Robbie Deans and the Wallaby coaching staff.
So Carter goes pretty long and high, and Drew Mitchell is taken by Jane and also Thorne. Good support. They drove him over the 22. Now it's Pocock. Kano is there. Genia. Short ball, McKelman. The core over the top.
Well, here's a chance for the Wallabies.
And Cooper putting on some footwork.
Good refereeing, inconsequential.
Back it goes to Beale. Now that was carried back, and so Beale goes to there and doesn't get a lot of distance, and Muliaina takes it 10 metres out. Gives it to Joe Rokafoko, and he makes it to the halfway. Cowan nowhere on the right, so he has to go on his own. Nonu. Got through, and he's got Rocky Elsom in there, and that was also picked up by the Wallabies. It's O'Connor. Oh, it's all happening, and Beale needs it to stay in. Beale. Jane gets back there, and he's into touch. They're hungry at the moment, the Wallabies.
Oh, you think it started on the 60 metres out from the Wallabies line with Nonu powering through, throwing the ball. He knew he had Muliaina, but Elsom got in the way, and the Wallabies keen to counter-attack, and did. That could have been anything. O'Connor puts it long, and Beale's pace these days is amazing. Here it is, the only touch they've had of the game. Oh, Chisholm fell off badly. He heard the call from Mills Muliaina, Nonu. It wasn't his fault, but then they took off. Ambitious attack. O'Connor did the right thing, and it stayed in. We come to a Wallabies line out.
One by Sharp, straight down to Gen. No, it was Sharp, not in the line out on that occasion. The inside ball.
Intercepted by Carter.
Yeah. So again, they're working the inside ball, but it's not paying off. But they're asking questions, and now it's Jane, and Jane wrapped up, ball and all. It's popped out, and Elsom has it. He gives it to McKelman, and McKelman got away from one, but he's tackled just over the 22. Short side, the kick through. Genia, no, not Muliaina getting back. There was Rocky chasing, so too.
And Drew Mitchell.
And Mitchell.
Cooper appealed. He was held back after Genia. He was the one who called for the grubber kick from Genia. Yeah, Mitchell was the main chaser, but have a look at this. Just watch if you can see it on the right. Have a look at Cooper being pulled back by Brad Thorne. Elsom and Mitchell, but it's a 5-metre scrum. That's the good news.
Oh, this game's come alive.
Engage.
Genia puts it in. It's there for the Wallabies. Cowan. Oh, he steals it, Jimmy Cowan. Wonderful work by the scrum half. And not really great play by the Wallabies on that occasion. They won the scrum, but they allowed Cowan to come around and get his hands on it.
Yeah, they needed to get the right-hand side of the scrum up then, the Wallabies. See Cowan putting his foot on the ball.
Receiver.
One at the back by Chisholm. Down to Genia. Here's Cooper. Giteau. Dummying! And he's taken by McCaw. Still there for the Wallabies. Now it's Chisholm. Got away from Thorne, but they hold on. It was Woodcock that made the tackle, and now they drive through. That's terrible play by the Wallaby forwards.
Brilliant from Kevin Mialamu.
And so Carter's going to try and get them out of trouble, and they're going to have to start from the other end, and that's a good kick by Carter. Sits up now for Quade Cooper. Puts on some footwork, but Rokafoko was there. And now the grubber, and now it's Cowan cleaning up again, and Rokafoko, but that was forward. Oh.
Could have been anything if that had gone backwards. Referee right in line. There was a bit of luck there for O'Connor. A lively game, I think you'd call it. Carter had finally had enough of this nonsense. Wanted a bit of field territory. Barely gotten into the Wallabies half. This was one of the rare chances. It come off him twice, came off his knee accidentally there. O'Connor made a good tackle, then it went forward.
Touch. Pause. Engage.
17 and a half minutes gone. McKelman has to go in, and now he'll have to release.
McCaw's on it.
Penalty, yeah. So again, the New Zealanders dominating at the breakdown. And Carter, 48 metres out. Will he have a shot just to try and get some points on the board?
Well, dominating scrum time, Clarkie, making it very difficult for the Wallabies to get clean scrum ball.
And then McCallum got it, and he was completely isolated. I think it might have been Kieran Reid did the snaffle that time, was it?
Now, Cowan made the tackle, and then I think it was McCaw over the top.
I'm going to bring you right in. Seriously, you're going to be so close, okay, that the touch is going to be
So
like
Woodcock's giving it to Ben Alexander on the far side. Meant only Pocock was there late.
Yeah, you're right. It was Kieran Reid.
See, they work well together, Richie McCaw and Kieran Reid.
And is he going to land it? No. Off the post. And Cooper looks for the safety of the touchlines and finds it. So let off there. Dan Carter first game back from that ankle operation. 5-0 Australia over New Zealand.
She's not normal. None from 4 in the game so far.
So that breeze obviously is a problem.
Well, it's funny, this stadium set right into the side of a hill, so I guess any breeze, and the breeze is coming into the hill, could be doing all sorts of strange things. Because it can be different on one side of the field than the other.
Line out won again by the Wallabies. But the penalty goes against Australia.
Held back. We won't miss this one, Dan Carter.
Well, Carter actually, with his test tally, is only 11 behind the total number of points the starting 15 of Australia has scored. Still behind Johnny Wilkinson as far as the record for the most number of test points is concerned. But now he's about 6 or 7 metres further upfield than the last attempt. The question is whether he'll last the full 80 today. Dan Carter, he was in some doubt for this match, coming back from the operation. That's the angle and the distance.
He may have missed that. He has. He hit that a lot flatter than what he normally does. He's changed his kicking style. I don't know whether intentionally or to cover the ankle. Rocky Elson thinks about a quick 22. Cooper says, give it to me. I know what I'm doing.
Australia 5, New Zealand 0. Cooper goes high, and underneath it is McCaw.
Oh, brilliant.
Manages to hold on under some pressure. Franks fires it out to Nonu. Got through the tackle of Cooper. They go to the short side. It's the best attacking opportunity so far for the All Blacks, and Carter now cuts out Muliaina and gives it to his captain McCaw. They're on the 22. This is where they're dangerous. Wallabies have had most of the play. Now it's Nonu, quick hands. Donnelly puts it on the toe. Picked up by Drew Mitchell. And he's taken by Conrad Smith.
Oh, Nonu never,
12 black in the side.
Unless Nonu makes the tackle, that's twice today, he just pounces straight on it. It's instinctive, but it's illegal.
Just about in front of Rod Cafer.
Yeah, it was definitely in from the side there. The referees have all been spoken to about 5 variations on the law that they've got to look out for, and that was one of them. Ensuring that players come in through the gate. They can't enter into the tackle situation unless they've definitely gone back and entered straight in. We'll see Martin Nonu here as a little rubber goes in from Donnelly. Just watch where Martin Nonu comes in right there from the side. Never got himself square on. You can see his shoulders perpendicular to the sideline.
One by Sharp and down to Genia. Now Cooper. Flat pass. Straight through goes Adam Ashley Cooper. Where's the support? He beat one. Adam Ashley Cooper will score.
Oh, do that?
No one tackled it until after he scored. I think it was Kenny who was the only one who laid a hand on him. Well, they tried. They were rushing up so quickly, the All Blacks, but got on the outside, and Cooper, what a wonderful straightening run. Can't see whether they've got a camera at the end or they're able to get that angled run, but have a look. See Cooper, have a look at Quade Cooper. Adamo, see Cooper, there's two decoy runners inside him, splits him, but this is the sidestep that's a beauty. For him to be able to recover full speed, it was only Brad Thorne. No one could handle him until Genia hit him high.
Giddo from in front. Flags are up. It's Australia leading New Zealand 12 points to nil in Hong Kong.
There was nothing on there, Cave.
Oh, look, I think the All Blacks are very worried about Quade Cooper. They've got a lot of traffic very close around Quade, and also around Dan Carter. So Quade's taken the ball to the line. He had Drew Mitchell on his inside, then the flat ball to Adam Ashley Cooper. Dan Carter looked up, and Adam Ashley Cooper was through. Beat him cold.
Well, Carter and Manonu had McCalman and Pocock outside Quade Cooper, so they had their hands full. Adam Ashley Cooper cashed in.
Mark Chisholm taken by Kano, and they look to hold him up.
This is where the hard work's being done for Cooper to be able to capitalise.
Yeah, every time, Kate, that Quade Cooper gets the ball, you can see there's 3 or 4 blokes just aiming at him. And they're concentrating on him so much that they're just leaving, well, they're not leaving them open out wide, but they're just concentrating a lot on Quade.
And you know what happens next? The All Blacks support staff, his coaching staff say, have a look a bit wider, and that's when Quade Cooper puts on the step.
You know what, he's got the blind winger trailing him every time on the inside. So, and Jimmy Cowan shoots off the back of the line out straight at Quade Cooper. Just watch next time for Quade to drop it on the inside to Drew Mitchell or James O'Connor and find another little hole.
Oh, free kick against the Wallabies, so some real pressure here for them to try and hold the All Blacks out. All Blacks now desperate for some points, down by 12. 25 minutes gone in the first half.
All Blacks might go for another scrum here.
Well, it's taken so long, yeah. No advantage in taking the tap.
A great piece of gamesmanship there. None of the Wallabies going back. You see Jimmy Cowan having to run 25 metres to get the ball. No Wallabies were ever going to send it back to him.
If you're defending, you may as well take your time.
Yeah, he wanted someone to flick it back to him, but no one prepared to.
The All Blacks do love coming this right-hand side. Cowan, Muliaina and Corey Jane.
Joe Rokothoko at first receiver. Carter is outside him on the left.
He may swing around to the right, Rokothoko.
And it's there now for Reid and Cowan. Just losing his footing, and Genia makes the tackle on the 22. Kano. McCalman has him around the bootlaces. Cowan dive pass to Carter. Now McCaw loses it, and Beale.
No one at home for the All Blacks.
Beale, Muliaina chasing, Curtly Beale. It pops up. O'Connor gets it back to Beale. Beale. Now Alexander. It's a wide ball by the front rower. Adam Ashley Cooper gives it to Cooper, and now Rocky Elsom just wanting to settle things down.
Oh, if they go right, if they get quick ball and go right, they're in the Wallabies.
Has to go wide.
They're reading your mind, Greg. Martin and Gitto. Gitto straightens. Rokothoko makes the tackle.
Oh, they adjusted superbly and scrambled the All Black defence.
Here's Robinson. I don't think he wanted it, but he'll take it. Ben Alexander. Oh, he's going to come back. Did he hit the referee?
Oh, hold on. What's the problem there?
He hit the referee.
What, the ball?
No, the player, I believe.
Doesn't matter, does it, if the player goes inside the referee?
But he might have been impeding the defence.
Well, let's have a look. But here's where it started. Curtly Beale, he has got some vision, and now he's got some pace. There's Mills Muliaina on the left. Beale has beaten him by 10 metres to the ball. They did scramble beautifully. Curtly Beale waited and waited.
Now the full penalty.
Now the problem with the scrum here is Alain Roland is taking so long to call them in. He's just taking too long.
Isn't that a momentum killer?
On 2 occasions now, the Wallabies have put into a scrum inside the All Black 22, and they haven't been able to capitalise. But they lead 12 points to nil.
Now, I'm sure Elaine hasn't played in the front row, so he might have to realise that you can't just stay there indefinitely waiting for his call.
So what's the problem here?
He's got him for going early, obviously, but he's got to call the scrum earlier.
That's your mark. That's your mark.
New Zealand win a line out. Nonu. Back it goes to Cowan. Chance here for an overlap. Great step, Conrad Smith. They're lining up outside. Muliaina. Mitchell comes across, makes a tackle on the 22. Crowd thought it was forward, but Thorne takes it over the advantage line.
Chance of a turnover, no.
Here's Nonu. Wide ball. Numbers. Reed pops it over the top. They pick it up out wide. Charging for the line.
Held up. 5-metre scrum.
No try.
And on the far side, Matt Giddo was taken out by one of the All Black players, so he couldn't be part of the defensive line.
But what a superb hit back by the All Blacks in attacks. They've come 70 metres. So super stuff from the line out. This is the end of it. Kevin Mialami to stop him within 3 metres. Who made this first hit? It was a pearl. It was Ben Robinson. Oh, that knocked him around. Kurtley Beale said, I'll be the barnacle that will not let go.
Oh, great work, Kurtley Beale and Ben Robinson.
Yep, on his leg. Roll him over. There's no doubt that that is held up. Let's have a look at this scrum.
It's an All Black put in, of course, so they're still hot on attack, and now they give it to Cowan. And Cowan gives it to Carter. Carter got through one, but the support arrive. Now they go through Kano. He's pulled down a metre out. All Blacks on the charge. McCaw lays it back. Now it's Rakafoko. They need it wide. He goes on his own. Cowan! Brilliant. Jimmy Cowan. And New Zealand score between the sticks.
Brilliant option by Cowan. He spotted it. They'd tried. They were being relentless, running their big men at the Wallabies. They'd soaked it all up. But finally, there was only McCalman on his own within 2 metres of the scrum. So what they call the first pillar, the first two pillars, there just wasn't enough there. Wallabies had used up so much gas making the tackles. Does that look familiar? It reminds me of the Bledisloe Cup in Sydney, where they just ran out of defenders when Kieran Reid and Richie McCaw scored those last 2 tries.
Yeah, Drew Mitchell falling off one of the tackles there, which gave Kano that momentum.
Oh, that's been the problem, Kearnsey, with their defence. They haven't had a lot of rugby, as we know, for the last few weeks, and you can simulate those things in training, but it's nothing like playing games. And they need to get their defence in order. They've missed too many first-up tackles. They're organised in defence. It's just their tackling technique which is letting them down a little bit, getting bumped off. The All Blacks using that hardness from playing lots of rugby over the last few months to run over the top of a few of the Wallabies, going in just a little bit too soft at the moment.
So 12-7 Australia over New Zealand, and to think that it wasn't all that long ago Australia were deep inside New Zealand territory, and this one is out on the full. So a momentum shift in favour of New Zealand.
Doesn't take much, does it?
32 minutes gone.
Just no height in that kick from Quade Cooper.
Here we are. Come.
They've got their confidence back now, the All Blacks.
Now you set your mark on the last scrum. You can do it once, you can continue to
Just
do
so
it.
good
Wait for my
at
call.
absorbing
Grab.
pressure.
Well, they're finally getting their hands on the ball. And the Wallabies, they haven't been a dominant tackling back line.
Touch.
Probably only Adam Ashley Cooper and Will Genia in the backs make dominant tackles.
Big shove from the All Blacks, and Reid gives it out. Not a great pass though, and Rakafoko allows it to bounce, and now from a standing start, gets the legs pumping.
Again, getting through the tackle after contact, the All Blacks.
Now it's Carter, wide ball, Kano.
So another tackle, they fell off.
That's 5 metres they're making after the contact's made.
Lialamu taken around the bootlaces by McCalman. Now it's Reid, and they're just edging further forward. Carter gives it to Thorne on the inside. Good tackle, Chisholm.
4 phases, 25 metres progress by the All Blacks.
Franks, Nonu.
And again.
Yeah, Cooper couldn't hold on. Mialamu. Carter wide ball, Reid. And he's got a winger on the outside, and the All Blacks are going to score, are they? Yes. Corey Jane, 2 tries in a flash. And we're locked up at 12 all, kick to come.
Well, this Wallaby team can score plenty, but until they learn how to stop it, well, especially the All Blacks scoring heaps, they won't beat them. You think that was a scrum back on halfway after the restart went into touch. They've worked their way, and each time they made it well over the advantage line. Stephen Moore couldn't foot it with Kieran Reid, which put Drew Mitchell in a tough position. Corey Jane, he had a 15-metre free row at Kirtley Beale. You ain't going to stop that.
Yeah, the ball just went wide, just through the hands. And Moore not able to keep up the pace, and Corey Jane was always going to score from there. Wallabies first up tackling, very, very poor at the moment. I'm sure that's what Rocky will be talking to him about behind the line.
Well, that's the cost of having such a small, fleet-footed back line, which the Wallabies have. They get hit, they make that initial contact, and then the All Blacks are overwhelming them. The Springboks did the same thing. That's how they got themselves back into games in the Tri-Nations this season. They hang on to the ball, and they know they're going to keep going forward. If you show patience and you're big enough against the Wallabies at the moment, with our size in our back, or lack of size in our back line, you can roll.
This to put the All Blacks in front. Carter, beautiful striker of the ball, never looked like missing. So it's 14 points to 12. 2 very quick converted tries by the men in black.
Well, it goes back to that kick from Quade Cooper from the previous try that went out in the full. That's what gave the All Blacks the ball.
Now they go low this time, and Brad Thorne leaves it behind Corey Jane after scoring his 6th test try. He can't clean up, but Muliaina is there.
Good chase from Drew Mitchell, kept on the ball the whole time.
Penalty, Australia.
You take the point to overcome this momentum. No. They're having a think. Now they've stopped. They should take the points.
Matt Giddo being called upon.
Oh, gee. I know they experimented one test this year with right foot, left foot on either side. With this wind like this, they should be allowing the right-footed kicker Beale to kick from this side, Matt Giddo from the other side. There was good pressure this time from the kickoff. Have a look at this, 5-man in, driving it over. The Wallabies were unfortunate they didn't get it, but they did in the form of a penalty. So if you look at your screen, it's going, there's a wind going from left to right fairly seriously. You may be able to see now the flags on the left, but it's going from left to right. So the natural arc of Matt Giddo will draw the ball left to right. And the wind's pushing it the same way, which means the angle in the end that he's got to shoot at is heavily decreased. So he's got to kick at the left upright.
Three minutes from half-time. Giddo.
Oh, jeez. That's what we're talking about.
He started it at the right upright. So the Australian kickers are 1 from 5 so far.
Remind me what the stats were from the Bledisloe.
4 from 8.
In Sydney, 4 from 8.
And they lost by a point, and they're down by 2 at the moment. So a let-off for the All Blacks. And Carter goes high for Donnelly out wide. Adam Ashley Cooper can't control it. They needed that one, Australia. And now they'll make them pay. The All Blacks, well, that's the aim.
Well, Richie McCaw just came in from the side on that occasion.
Stay on your feet, don't steal it off, okay?
They'll go back to the original knock forward by Adam Ashley Cooper in the air.
New Zealand have got that fantastic record. I think 80 of their last 82 matches when they've been in front at half-time, they've gone on to win. Because they lost to France in the Rugby World Cup.
And the Wallabies are aware of that, and one of the things they did train for over the last 6 weeks with incredible intensity was their fitness. They're probably the fittest Wallaby team that's ever gone into a field. So the second half shouldn't be a worry.
Now a penalty against the Australian scrum. 1.5 minutes remaining in the first half.
Not sure what he's ruled there. Seems to me the All Blacks are pushing before the ball's coming in.
Carter finding touch.
The ball's not in. See, they're pushing off the mark. Ball's still not in. Strange one.
So there were no arm signals to tell us what the decision was for. Wallabies are stolen the line out, but it's not real tidy.
2 down in back play.
Time off, please. 2 players down.
Second rower, Mark Chisholm for the Wallabies. And second rower, Tom Donnelly for the All Blacks.
Tense time for the Wallaby fans in the crowd. Maybe they can hold on.
Chisholm virtually land on Tom Donnelly.
Yeah.
Hoping that they can stop the All Black momentum before half-time. Just 2 points in it after Australia led 12-0. 14-12 to New Zealand. Cowan and Jane, the try scorers. Craig Cooper and Adam Ashley Cooper for Australia. Whitelock warming up on the bench. Sam Whitelock, the 22-year-old.
Wallabies are going to have a go out wide.
Touch. Pause.
Try to unlock this All Black defence.
Oh, another penalty against Australia. On Australia's put-in. Something going dreadfully wrong up front, and so much hype about this Australian front row. Robinson, Moore and Alexander back together. And now Carter's going to try and well and truly punish them.
What did that facial expression mean between Robinson and Ben Alexander? Both of them, they virtually just exhaled and looked at each other.
Well, they're just frustrated, I'm sure, with the referee, because he is refereeing the scrum poorly. It's too slow.
There we go, Kearnsey. So, what the...
You're saying the Wallabies went in too early.
Look at him here.
Before he says engage, they're going in.
It's a tough decision when you got to feed.
So Carter to extend the lead.
Oh, looks good.
Oh, yes. Brilliant kick from Carter after missing a couple early on. He's now 3 from 5, and at half-time at Hong Kong, it is New Zealand leading by 17 points to 12. 17 unanswered points by the men in black. Welcome back to Hong Kong, and the kickoff made by New Zealand is out on the full, so similar to what we saw from Australia.
Now listen, I spoke to your skipper before half.
So from the kickoff, the ball out on the full by New Zealand. So
remember that.
we're going to have a scrum on halfway.
I will deal with them. Okay? You remember your
Just
responsibility.
overcooking that one.
Here we are. Come close. Right up now.
Donnelly tried to keep it in play, but it had crossed the plane of touch, as the saying goes. 17 points to 12. New Zealand against
Touch.
over Australia.
Pause. Engage.
More pressure here at the breakdown. Kano over the top, and they got away with it that time. The Wallabies now Cooper. Grubber. And it's into touch inside.
Showed an immediate intent on field position, Quade Cooper. Not a bad move. Referee allowed a rare feed for Australia to get through to Ben McCalman, who took it on quite aggressively.
Wallabies have done their homework at half-time as the All Blacks play on quickly.
Still inside their own 22.
See if they've done their homework in defence.
Is Carter back on the inside. Nonu got through a couple, and that's gone forward off a Wallaby, is he saying? No, the hand goes out now. Of course, it came off a New Zealander, but initially he was indicating advantage to New Zealand.
Clarkie, I was saying that Wallabies have got the breeze, and the breeze is picking up a little bit down here. It's quite strong.
Yep.
Breeze blowing directly behind him as you see Dan Carter go across field. Nonu again, that played Cooper a little bit high, but McCalman wraps him up. And the Wallabies know that Alan Roland, the referee, is refereeing for the attacking team. If you're in possession of the ball, you've got the best opportunity to get the referee's advantage, and he's done that all game. So be in the opposition 22, get the ball, or in the opposition's half, get the ball, and then you're a good chance to get points because he's giving penalties to the team with the ball.
Now McCalman picks it up again, and Jimmy Cowan makes the tackle. Good field position for Australia. It popped up. Still there for Chisholm. Genia goes to the left. Dummy there from Alexander. Inside New Zealand 22. Here's Sharp. Sharp goes to ground. Now Cooper. Out to Pocock. Giddo. Beale. Kirtley. Pops it out to James O'Connor. He cuts back on the inside, O'Connor, but McCaw is there. So too Kano. Good defence by New Zealand. Cooper across field. Mitchell. Wide they go. Adam Ashley. Cooper taken this time. Got the fend out, but Corey Jane made the tackle. Now the forwards got a bit of play between McCalman and Moore. Great opportunity. Genia has a go on his own. Pick and go, Ben Robinson. Still there for the Wallabies.
Push back, five.
Quade Cooper. Beale. Now Rocky Elsom. Elsom got rid of one. Rocky Elsom over the line. They're trying to hold him up.
I think the All Blacks stole that. Nunu, perhaps. Oh,
Here's Drew Mitchell coming back. So great defence by the All Blacks, and now Drew Mitchell has to start again.
Oh, this is dangerous. He's got some friends, though.
Adam Ashley Cooper gives it now to McCalman. McCalman taken. 12 inside New Zealand territory. Adam Ashley Cooper. Pocock is there. Big drive coming in from the All Blacks, and now Genia dummying. Genia dummying again.
Stolen by the All Blacks.
Yeah, they're going to the breakdown.
Stolen back by the Wallabies.
Chisholm went straight through the centre. There's got to be some holes.
Oh, he's a mile offside, that All Black defender. He's come in from behind.
Oh, it's scrappy but competitive.
Who wants it?
Push back.
So Australia will get it inside the New Zealand 22.
Some big runners out wide for the Wallabies.
Not a great pass, but now Giddo gets his hands on it. Here's O'Connor, and O'Connor steps. James O'Connor can't find a way through. On the charge, Elsom needs support. Cooper, the little rubber kick, and Cowan will dive on it. He'll come back to the 22.
That wasn't what was necessary there by Quade Cooper. Just overcooked it. I think he wanted to pull it up short. Ball in hand. Would have been more vital. Great defence by the All Blacks, whether it was Conrad Smith and it was Richie McCaw, Kieran Reid. They did not crack under extreme pressure.
Yeah, Wallabies just rushed that last bit. Just needed to maintain control of the seed.
Lost forward by New Zealand.
Got to play it on.
Here's Cooper.
The advantage over.
And Beale. Almost to the 10-metre mark. Penalty to Australia.
Is that Richie?
Come around. Not in the side, come around.
Yeah, Richie got in there straight away after Beale was tackled and just came in the side rather than through the gate at the rear.
Quade Cooper cleaned him out.
We're going to go for a shot at goal here. Again, just looking for points to...
Gee, this was close.
Plenty of possession and nothing to show for it in the second half, so they want to be the first team to score after the break. And good footwork from James O'Connor.
Gee, but a runner right here. Just there for a pop pass might have been handy. Giddo got there, but a little slow. This is where Richie McCaw was penalised. Yeah, not truly offside.
Matt Giddo
Missed it, has he?
pushed it out to the left. Oh, it continues to be a major problem. Goal kicking. Bram van Straten, the former Springbok sharpshooter, has been communicating with the Australian kickers from afar back in South Africa.
But they've been videotaping him at training, and he feeds back. It gets directly fed to him on the internet. Then he gives advice. And some of the advice was to get his whole body, instead of falling away, he's been getting the right arm up higher.
So
not,
it's
not evident.
1 from 6 for Australia at the moment. 4 from 8 in Sydney last month. Now they lose it forward, and the All Blacks will try to make them pay. Kieran Reid. Nialamu thought about passing, then decided to go into contact because he knows he can get over the advantage line. They've been doing it all match, winning possession. Now Dan Carter. Wills Morley, Aina, Reid, Jane. Again, the tackle not made.
Robinson stole it.
Here's Cooper. And that's out on the full. Well, he can be brilliant at times, but it just...
Oh, the intention was there to pump it long. Play field position. Keep Carter away from the post.
Just had to stay in the field of play, and Curtly Burl was way out in the open.
Time off for a second. He's too close.
An All Black player down in the back play.
It's Corey Jane clarking.
The one area that they need to fix up is their defence. They're still not aggressive enough, still not moving up enough, and they're not winning collisions. Rugby's often about winning collisions, particularly at the breakdown. If you don't win the collision in the tackle, you then give the advantage to the opposition. Richie McCaw in the back row of the All Blacks don't need to have that handed to them on a plate.
Wobbly old ball, and Pocock has it for Australia on halfway. There's Genia kicking, nobody at the back. And it is
tragic.
into touch in goal, so we're going to come all the way back to where he kicked it from.
10-metre line where Pocock's standing now. Oh, that is tragic. It was the right tactic, but bad luck.
Well, there was no winger there to chase it. The winger had come on over to the open side.
This was a big tackle there by Corey Jane that had to be made. He did. And Genia, all it needed to do was kick a lot more to the leg side.
And it was heading that way. It was just that last bounce.
Well, they need some luck. Every team needs a little bit of luck against the #1 team in the world, New Zealand.
Okay, there we are. There's your mark.
Speaking of #1, it's 1 versus 2. The 2 Southern Hemisphere heavyweights heading north.
Pause.
All Blacks have got a grand slam after this. The Wallabies. They play Wales in Cardiff next week. Now Carter gives it to Conrad Smith. It opened up, and McCaw taken by Pocock. Nonu. Tackle made by Adam Ashley Cooper. Nialamu. Their best field position in the second half. The All Blacks. Is Reid taking it very hard into contact. Wally Aina dummies. Wakatoko on the inside. Asking questions of the Australian tacklers,
Yeah,
but this time it was Pocock over the top. He was entitled to play at the ball.
Gee, the biggest worry there was the initial defence from the set piece, where Carter just slid across, dropped the ball on the inside to Conrad Smith, and both Cooper and Genia had gone too far across. They got inside of Genia even. Needed a sweeper on the inside. I'll tell you what, Keith, you made the point. I know it may knock Gitz's Matt Giddo's defender out. Oh, here we go. Here's the turnover here by Pocock, straight onto the seed. Wakatoko trying to hang on to it until he got some friends to turn up. Might be time. I think Ben Robinson's coming off and slipper on, but I would love to see Berrick Barnes get on there. I know he's got recent goal-kicking form from the finals in Sydney.
Yes, indeed. Look, They've got to make better decisions, I think, the Wallabies there. Quade Cooper kicking to this touchline, a right footer. Matt Giddo's a left footer. He can find another 30 metres on that kick from that side. Probably not the smartest options we're seeing in some of the decision-making from the Wallabies at the moment.
Tap down, and Genia gives it now to James O'Connor. He'll be taken.
He's good in contact for a small man, O'Connor.
Cooper managed to get that pass away to Chisholm. Try and hold him up.
Okay, tackle, release the block.
To the right side they go. Quade Cooper. Curtly Beale on the inside. Oh, it came off.
No, it came off an All Black leg. That's a wrong decision by Elan.
Well, now Jimmy Cowan.
Oh, nice. Nice kick.
And Will Genia throws it across to Beale. Oh, he took an eternity. And that is into touch. Dean Mum on the Wallaby bench actually caught that ball and threw it into the crowd, making sure there could be no quick throw in.
Some movement on the Wallaby bench. Saya Fainga starting to warm up. They'll be on the field before too long.
Carter. Now Conrad Smith, and all the hands it goes, and they've got three over on the far side, and back on the inside is McCaw. Again he got through tackles, and Richie McCaw almost away. Terrible defence, Australia. Now they're going to ask some questions on the other side. Quick hands required, and Nonu won't need anybody. Nonu. Terrible defence, Australia.
Well, when Stephen Moore is matching up against Nonu, number 2 against number 12, there's only going to be one result unless there's something wrong with Nonu, and there's nothing wrong with him. Richie McCaw, the bust he made out wide, they're starting to look marauding, I think you described it. Once again, Quade Cooper was a speed bump and a hindrance more than a defender. Finally pulled down, but they were so far behind the Wallabies. There was 2 tight forwards out wide. It was Nathan Sharp and Nathan Sharp, have a look at it. And then Stephen Moore and Ben Alexander. Nonu took on the 2 of those and won it easy.
Well, it was 2 of the second rowers and 2 of the front rowers out there wide. They were never going to be able to shut that down.
Imagine him licking his chops about this stage when he looked to see who was ahead.
Oh, just way too easy. Well, it was the poor defence over the far side. You know, the video showed it. Quade Cooper's attempt there on Richie McCaw, just not good enough.
Dan Carter. He read the breeze perfectly. Flags are up, so that is 24 points to 12. 17th test try for Nonu, and that's 24 unanswered points by the All Blacks. Kate, then on a roll.
Oh, they are. They've got momentum, but that's okay. You can sit back. There's 15 minutes gone in this half. Wallabies get a little bit of ball, score a try, and they're all of a sudden within one try again of the All Blacks. So there's no problems there. They've got the breeze, and they just need to use it judiciously.
Toiava on the field for the All Blacks. Now it's Reid.
Kieran Reid's having a huge game tonight.
Well, so's Nonu. He's creating all sorts of havoc all over the ground.
Carter inside ball. Donnelly manages to hold on.
Trouble again.
Here's Kieran Reid. And Franks is out there. Fortunately for the Wallabies, it was a tight forward. Now it's Brad Thorne, 35 years of age. Now the oldest ever All Black to play Test rugby. Going past John Ashworth.
Pocock's there. Does get it. Here's a go. Go, Rocky.
Rocky Elsom. Elsom gives it away now to Alexander. He pops it to Giddo. And Giddo is taken inside the All Black 22. Penalty holding on.
Roland had no other option. He had Mialamu and Mills Muliaina digging away there, and Matt Giddo was on his knees, not releasing it. Great turnover ball provided by David Pocock, scavenging it out. Rocky Elson capitalised. Alexander did well. In the end, the Wallabies didn't have enough men there, and the pressure was off.
10-metre line is your mark.
Just the All Blacks making so much easy yardage. There's the turnover ball. Guinea did the right thing. Elsom had plenty of defenders around him. He did the right thing, cut back inside. Good support from Alexander. the All Black defence scrambling so well.
Mialamu looking to go long and finds the target. It was Tom Donnelly.
That's the hardest throw, and he's pulled it off easily.
All Blacks showing their versatility. Not only can they run in open spaces, they can ruck and maul too.
Now they clear it. Carter hasn't taken on the line at all today, Carter. Now Muliaina. They make the tackle, but they're over the halfway line. The arm is out. Advantage being played. Kano. Slipper made that tackle. Cowan to Carter. And now Carter decides to have a bit of a jink. Advantage is over and they lose it. The Wallabies go pouring in. We'll come back for the knock forward. 3 tries by New Zealand, 2 before half-time. Only try in the second half. And of course, when they played in the Tri-Nations, they had a record 184 points in 2010, averaging 30 points, 22 tries, which is another record for the Tri-Nations. Give them a sniff and they'll take it.
Joe Rugby trying something exceptionally tricky. One hand, was going to drop it onto the right boot, pulled it back in and then forgot to hang on to it.
Match started in daylight. Now the lights are on at Hong Kong Stadium.
It's been half an hour at least since the Wallabies looked dominant in attack. One of their rare opportunities here.
Sagenia puts it in.
Haven't had much clean ball from the scrum, still not.
Come across,
The scrum went down on this side that time. Woodcock down.
I see Rocky Elson giving the death stare to the touch to the assistant referee, touch judge. Of course, they're both Irish. You need no more from his time there.
Well, Dan Carter is being replaced, so he's managed to get through.
And Franks as well.
60 minutes on the ankle after the operation. So Stephen Donald coming on, so too John Afoa.
Well, you know what they said. Dan Carter had come off around 50 or 60 minutes, and the All Blacks were hoping they'd be on top by the time they replaced him. Mission accomplished.
Yeah, and they're well and truly on top, Marto. Well and truly.
At the moment.
Sayafaina about to go on for the Wallabies' next break in play. Will replace Stephen Moore.
Sagenia puts it in and takes it out. Gives it to Cooper. There's the wide ball. And Beale gets on the outside, and he's got Drew Mitchell. He dummies, and then he gives it to Mitchell. Mitchell for the corner! Drew Mitchell! What a try!
Oh, you don't see too many first phase tries caused by extension football, and that's all it was. It was numbers. Who was it that slipped over? I guess it was Conrad Smith. Should have made that tackle on Curtly Beale. He couldn't because he was on the ground. Bill played it perfectly. Through the dummy, turn it back on the inside. Have a look at the runners. You got 3 decoy runners before you give it to Beale. You jam them up and then you go wide. Smith could not recover. And then he goes at them. Well done, Curtly Beale. First to suck Mills Muliaina, and Rokotoko just had too much distance to cover. Brilliant.
It was Toei over that fell over, but Curtly Beale just played it beautifully, straightened it up, forced the defence to come back in, which gave Drew Mitchell an extra couple of metres, and didn't he fly for the corner? And aren't they happy Wallaby supporters? They're back in it.
Back in it big time.
But I tell you what, that ball from Curtly Beale, that is out of the top draw.
Change of kicker, James O'Connor to attempt this one from wide out. 24 points to 17. New Zealand in front. And O'Connor from out wide.
Looks good.
Flag is up. Where's he been all night?
Waiting.
24 points to 19. Game on in Hong Kong.
Well, there's the speed of Curtly Beale, Cave.
Curtly, that is magic stuff. Turn Mills Muliaina. They're the decision mate. They're the decisions at crucial moments where you've got to do the right thing. Quite often players can get greedy there and hold on to the ball. He threw the dummy, turned him, and then threw the pass. Beautiful football from Curtly.
So Stephen Donald goes high and long down to the try scorer, Drew Mitchell.
Hasn't seen a lot of action, but gee, what his job is to finish, and he did it superbly.
And now Quade Cooper.
Oh, that's no good. We don't want to go long.
Pop gun, really. And Muliaina gives it now to Rokocoko, gives it now to Conrad Smith, and they're good at hitting back, the New Zealanders and Australia.
Big hole in defence there from the Wallabies.
Yeah, Australia can be so sloppy after scoring a try. Decoy runner, not penalised, and it's play on. Cowan. Now Muliaina up from fullback, looking for some action. Hammond. Out for Donald. And he'll take them on. Replacing Dan Carter. Here's Cowan. Foa, and all of a sudden...
Forward pass.
Oh, let off for the Wallabies. I was just about to say that they're building momentum, the All Blacks.
Derek Barnes coming on to IC Cave.
Yes, yeah, very keen to get on the field. Berwick has been up, warming up for about the last 15 minutes, trying to give the message to the coaching staff he's good to go.
12.
He is about to come on for Matt Kiddo. They'll miss Matt Kiddo's left foot. Would be a great opportunity after that scrum to have Matt bang that ball down, but Berwick kicks probably equally as well off both feet. Hits the ball beautifully, both left and right. Good to see him getting some game time because he has played some wonderful cameo appearances for the Wallabies this season. He'll be licking his lips at an opportunity now with still 17 minutes to go and a real chance to make a difference.
So Faenga is on there as well. For the law aficionados, a player can only go on from around the halfway mark now, and he has to wait until his teammate is off the field completely.
Oh, I was sitting here wondering what was going on. I thought it was a Hong Kong law.
No, that's the new law brought in. Just stops a team from maybe having 16 on the paddock at certain times.
Crouch! Come up. Come right up. Thank you. Stay there. Don't have your heads touching.
Big scrum required here by the Wallabies. They need to be the next team to score.
This disruption is just occurring because Elaine Roland is taking too long to call the scrum.
Nothing wrong here, so sort yourself out here. Crouch! Touch. Pause.
His gaps are too big between the crouch, touch, pause, engage.
Well, that time New Zealand got it wrong. Penalty Australia. Relieving penalty.
But all season, you go through crouch, touch, pause, engage. And now tonight, the gaps have to be about 2 seconds in between everything.
Find the space and I'll deal with the other.
Cooper.
Touch finder.
Great kick.
You can see the breeze there that Quade Cooper took advantage of it. Here it is. The referee not managing this scrum as well as he probably had hoped. I think both teams, as you pointed out, some issues now. An opportunity, Wallabies 40 out. Opportunity to attack. They've thrown well. Stephen Moore had thrown well all night. Sayafying a first throw to the line out. Important one.
New Zealand 24, Australia 19, and it's straight through the hands of Chisholm.
It wasn't a throw.
Oh dear. And now they'll look to hit back the All Blacks. Cowan to Donald.
Barry Barnes, the first person to put Nonu on his backside.
Yeah.
Here's Cowan. Looked up and thought the gap was there. All Blacks have it. Good recycle. Woodcock throws the dummy.
Yeah, Pocock's there on the ball.
And he gets it. Pocock has it.
That's all he waits for be the person with an isolated All Black, and he gets it every time.
You can see why his teammates think so highly of him. He was voted by his teammates the John Eales medalist for 2010. The public, like David Pocock as well, he was voted Australia's choice as the Wallaby of the Year. 22 years of age.
Righto, 2 penalties in the last 2 minutes have been significant momentum shifters along with that Mitchell try. You can see it in the Wallabies. Their shoulders are up. The tackles have got a bit of sting in them.
Well, they need to catch this ball at line-out time.
Yeah, there was nothing wrong with the throw before, was there, Kearnsey?
No, the throw was good.
Missing it.
So Whitelock is on, and Donnelly is off for New Zealand. Sayafenga goes long. Oh, it's a shocking throw. Unbelievably bad.
Fixed our scrum, now we've got line-out problems.
So James O'Connor looks up and he's got Kurtley Beale there, and Beale now will bang it
That's
long.
nice and big.
And it's into touch, and they'll throw in quickly. Across it goes to Kieran Reid, and now over to Toiava. And no, it's not. It's Muliaina, and he kicks and loses it forward, and Kurtley Beale has it for Australia. What can they do with it? Pocock.
Surely that's a knock on. It came off his hand and then head.
Genia.
Stay back. Push.
Quade Cooper gives it now to Berwick Barnes. He dummies. Barnes.
He's got O'Connor with it.
Gives it. Oh! The pass was not good. A good one. I think Roka Thoko had it covered.
Whoa! Berwick Barnes, the dummy and go. Do you remember a couple of years ago in Auckland? The try he scored with a dummy and a step. Reminiscent, but he had a lot further to go. Oh, nice ball by Quade Cooper. He dummied Woodcock. He knew who he was up against in an up-over. Oh.
Okay, here we go.
It was a great piece of defence from the back three then. Mills Muliaina came across. Joe Rokokoko hung off, ran Berwick out of space. Beautiful piece of defence.
Yeah.
But a real great impact immediately from Berwick Barnes. He's organising what's happening outside in the outside backs. I could see him talking, doing a great job.
5 points in it. New Zealand inside their own 22. Cooper holds on, and Pocock is in there searching for the ball. He won't get his hands on it this time, though. Kano.
Australians coming off the line very quick. Their defence has got a bit more in it.
They need to make every tackle count. There's a
Weird one.
yeah, not what they were after. I wouldn't think now. James O'Connor gives it to Rocky Elsom. Elsom steadies the ship, comes back in field. Can they find the hole? Genia took a while to come out. Barnes first receiver. Sharp gives it to Cooper. Footwork.
Oh, I thought he was going to give that there to Chisholm.
And he's lost it forward. And the All Blacks have it. Lost forward, so they cannot afford to make mistakes, Australia.
Well, Stephen Donald got the best of Quade Cooper in that tackle.
Here's Reid, punishing runner. They keep it low. Now Drew Mitchell.
Oh, there's room at the back. He's kicked it exactly where he should have. Oh, it goes too long.
Oh, it's too big.
Oh.
Twice now. We come back from where he kicked it.
He spotted it. His teammates told him that's about the back. He needed it to just get a bit of suck off the green.
Gee. That's a game changer, that one.
Shouldn't happen in a test match, should it?
No, look, it's the ground here is this odd kick from Stephen Donald. That little kick, the Wallabies should have made more of that, get the ball back 30 out from the opposition line. And then Drew Mitchell, the ground's cambered and it rolls away to that end to the right of your screen. It rolls downhill as it gets towards the try line and certainly into the in goal. And with a bit of breeze behind it, it's never going to stop.
All Blacks. 10 minutes remaining. They'll try and close it out. Free kick, though. Again, the All Blacks getting it wrong. Going too quickly. Here's Nathan Sharp. And Sharp tackled on halfway. Genia, McKelman, Cooper.
This is looking for the touchline this time, and
did he take it back?
no, 22.
Gee.
24-19.
The breeze again.
Just a couple of inches too long, that kick.
It's only inches in that. Yep.
Donald goes high. Adam Ashley Cooper will come across and take it. He's claimed immediately, but he lays it back. So they start from halfway.
Again, Cooper looks for the touchline.
And he's on the line, so it's back.
Well, that's 3 in the last 5 minutes. The Wallabies overcooking each time. It's killing them.
Well, there looked to be space out wide there from the Wallabies. I was looking forward to a running play. They're obviously just want to get that field position, want to camp down there. The All Blacks haven't had any field possession this game. Look at that, on the line.
Yeah, it'll be all right at Wimbledon, but we're at a Hong Kong stadium playing rugby.
Mialamu finds Kano. All Blacks on halfway. Mialamu has it tucked under his wing at the back. Good meters.
Oh, look at him commanding that ruck, Kearnsey. You'd be loving that.
Oh, beautiful play.
And they lose it.
Cowan's knocked it forward.
And it's into touch.
And Cowan will be off in a second. That'll be Mathewson's going to have to come on.
L.B. Mathewson, only his second Test match appearance. So Jimmy Cowan scored a try in the first half. His night is over in Hong Kong. Real buzz here around the ground. 1 versus 2 in the world. Mark Chisholm coming off, so Dean Mummer's on there.
This is where they need a big impact from their reserves. They're on the field now. They've got plenty of time, 8 or 9 minutes, some more than that, to make a difference.
Good. Knocked down for Mathewson, and Donald gives it to Nonu, and Ma'a. Oh. L.B. Mathewson trying to catch them napping around the ruck. So good, ball in hand, the All Blacks. What getting over the advantage line.
Such a destructive 3 phases after the line out.
Dean Mum made that tackle. Pick and go now, All Blacks. Just trying to soak up the time and the energy out of the Australian defence. Ofoa over to a runner. Now it's Thorne. Still there for the All Blacks. Not in any hurry to go wide. McCaw.
They're trying to suck a penalty out of the Wallabies here.
L.B. Mathewson. Fainga over the top of him. Who wants it? It's still there for the men in black. Now it's Mialamu. Plenty of continuity. Not really going anywhere, but they don't mind.
They're sucking up defenders.
Mathewson now gives it out. Woodcock. 10-metre mark. McCaw, not a great pass to Whitelock. He got away from one. Genia, they pop it up. Reed. This is what they're so good at. Now they'll go to the other side. No, Donald's going to throw it back to Kano. They'll keep it in tight. They're going to back themselves against this flimsy Wallaby defence in Hong Kong. Advantage. There's the penalty they've been looking for. Now it's Donald.
Now they'll look for Nonu.
Oh, Mialamu. Not Muliaina rather. And that was a forward pass. So we're going to come back, and this is the penalty. And this just might be enough to give New Zealand their 11th straight victory against Australia.
Not Donald's good side, but if he puts this over, they're out to an 8-point lead, of course.
Richie points at the sticks. Well, they had all the possession in that little stanza, Phil.
Oh, they earned this, Kearnsey, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. Just really good continuous play. They didn't rush things. They just sucked it in. And the Wallabies just giving that penalty away at the end. You called it, Marto. Said they're going for the penalty here.
That was a forward pass to Muliaina. So no Carter on the field. It's Stephen Donald.
No. It's not a hard one. Is that his first kick?
Yep.
The only hope I can offer Australian viewers is that sometimes he does start poorly.
Four minutes remaining in the Test match. A huge kick here for Stephen Donald. He moves in. He strikes it.
He's pushed it wide.
Waved away.
There is hope. There is hope. This Australian backline can score from anywhere. Genny is coming off. Burgess is about to come on.
Wait.
Well, hard for Burgess to come on with just 4 minutes to go, but we've seen him make plenty of impact in previous weeks. The ball has popped up for Alexander. Sharp dummies and then takes them on. 10-metre mark. Short side they go. McCaw makes a tackle, stands his ground. Cleaned out though. Cooper. They'll want to keep ball in hand now, I suspect. Here's Curtly Beale, can't find a way through. Burgess.
Oh, mile offside.
And now Cooper. Wade Cooper.
Oh, give it.
Giving it to Alexander and now McKelman. And they're down inside New Zealand territory, the Wallabies.
And lost it.
Penalty. Penalty against the All Blacks.
Got to go for the try. Go for the line out. Go for the try. What a finish!
24 points to 19. New Zealand over Australia. Less than 3 minutes remaining. They take the quick tap.
They're not confident in the line out.
He's Sharp on the 22. Can Quade Cooper find a way through? New Zealand is so good in this situation, though. They will tackle like demons.
Oh, over the left.
Derek Barnes. Inside ball! Curtly Beale. Pull down. Quade Cooper. Cooper. Just need to be patient, the Wallabies. Here's Barnes. And now Pocock. Pocock. Didn't give it. Still there.
Too slow. Slipper's on his own.
Again, they don't need to panic.
On the left, Barnes, Cooper, O'Connor and Adam Ashley Cooper. No, he's on the right.
Saya Fa'inga fell awkwardly.
Release tackler.
Penalty. Penalty against New Zealand. They take it quickly.
Wait.
Yellow card would be good. Righto, someone needs to take charge. Derek Barnes is trying.
Ben Alexander, 5 metres out. Elsom. All Blacks make the tackle. Cooper. O'Connor. James O'Connor. Still going. He's so good on his feet. Inside the final minute.
Oh.
Drew Mitchell.
Oh, I've lost it.
Not forward.
Oh. The mighty All Blacks withstanding the attack, and now they go long.
That's not out. This is not over. Wallabies have got 3 back behind the ball. Beale's going to have a crack.
Beale got on the outside. Curtly Beale. Pull down from behind.
It's on again.
They're inside the 22. Can the All Blacks hold them out this time? Sharp needs support. Drew Mitchell. Adam Ashley Cooper's out here calling for it. He's got the ball now. Adam Ashley Cooper loves to take them on.
There's
advantage.
Penalty coming.
Now it's quite Barnes giving it to Dean-Bum. Almost through Mum.
On the
5 metres out.
Oh, it's too slow.
Full-time siren has sounded.
He's going to go a yellow card. No, he wants to.
Quade Cooper.
Oh, no.
They just need to settle. Burgess. I thought he might have been going for the yellow card, but no.
I think he wanted to. The Wallabies didn't give him a chance.
Well, they're flat-footed. Here's Beale.
Oh.
Adam Ashley Cooper didn't have anyone on the outside. Now he'll step back on the inside. High tackle. A high shot. What a finish. Mitchell. Here's Pocock. All Blacks have made so many tackles. Can they hang in there? O'Connor! O'Connor! Trophy Australia! We're locked up at 24 all. Kick to come.
You want this young team to show a bit of patience and to have the courage to keep
O'Connor, 20 years of age, has stepped inside two and smashed the ball down.
Oh, and who's going to take this kick? That's
Might
the
as well give
question.
it to O'Connor. Why not? It doesn't matter, because right at that very moment, when he planted the ball down, Australia have said to the All Blacks, we're good enough to go you at your World Cup next year.
And the Wallabies win a second half for the first time. There's O'Connor slamming it down.
What patience. Guernsey, there was only 1 minute and 30 seconds left when Stephen Donald failed to put that kick back into touch after the Wallabies knocked it forward. And Beale had the guts to have a go. Sidestepped two and went back. And from there, the Wallabies have had the ball for the last 3 minutes, survived 3 penalties, and then end up with a try on the right-hand side. You remember Blockfontein?
Stephen Donald knows he could have won it for the All Blacks with the penalty attempt not so long ago. Spare a thought for James O'Connor.
He does not care. He has ice in his veins, this kid. Look at the size of him. He can sidestep. He can then run through people. It's amazing.
20 years of age. He scored the try. Now, can he win Bledisloe 4?
Will he come? The names of Beale, Eales, Burke, Mortlock.
Let's watch it. This to beat New Zealand. Oh, it's down the middle. The drought has been broken. The Wallabies have won a famous test match in Hong Kong. 26 points to 24.
Bring on the World Cup. You reckon they're happy?
That's astonishing. And the All Blacks, no excuses this time. They had Carter, they had McCaw, they had their strongest team.
What a game of rugby.
Oh, I'm shaking up here.
A bonus 3 or 4 minutes in that second half because of those penalties in the last 2 minutes. It went on and on and on. It was the poise that Rocky Elsom spoke about that the victory over South Africa, Bloemfontein, taught them. They showed tonight that they'd won. They'd learned a big lesson.
17 points to 12 at half-time in favour of the All Blacks. 24 points to 12 they led at one stage. And oh, the celebration's amazing.